So we'll be starting very shortly, but thank you for coming. And we'll be kicking off very quickly. and of course wearing their formal academic gowns, and they all look very handsome and gorgeous today. So, before I proceed any further, I would like now to ask you all to join me in granting a very warm welcome and applause to the real heroes this afternoon. Welcome. Please remain standing. Applause, please. They sat down. Please do make sure you have a seat. Walking down the stairs, especially if you're in high heels. And now I'd like you all to give an equally warm welcome to our Gisma University faculty, who have served not simply as lecturers and professors and colleagues, but also as mentors and friends to our students and graduates. Dear professors, please also come on stage. Okay. Everyone may now be seated. So I'd like formally to begin by thanking all the family and friends in the audience today. I can only imagine distances some of you have travelled to be here with us and supporting your loved ones graduating. Everyone here at Gisma shares your pride at the accomplishments of our students, and also your excitement and our excitement at being part of this celebration. At the same time, we share in the gratitude that we know our graduating students feel towards you, and I have a bit of an ask of our graduating students to stand up briefly, turn towards the audience, and give a round of applause to those who have supported you and friends and family along this difficult journey along the way. Thank you. Very well deserved. Okay. Thank you. And now over to you, graduates. First question, do you feel happy today? Yes, louder. Yes. Woo. It's more like it. Okay, so together we're here to celebrate a real momentous occasion, the culmination of many years and months of hard work, dedication and unwavering determination. As the Managing Director of Gisma, it's an honour and a privilege to stand here before you today, a day that marks the beginning of a new chapter in your lives. There'll be many speakers and words of advice and support this afternoon. I know we're all super keen to hear from our distinguished speakers. I firmly and personally believe in the power of universities and business and technology schools to be a force for good in the world. And before we start with our speakers, if I may offer my own rather simple advice to everyone graduating today, I can honestly say in my career the best times have come from saying the simple word yes, and just taking those opportunities that came to me and believing in myself. And I would urge you to think about the experiences you might want and just to say yes sometimes. Back yourself, don't underestimate yourself and don't undersell yourself. I've been really fortunate in my career to have some great opportunities, and that from just saying sometimes yes. Who was the initial visionary in building Gisma from its start with global university systems in 2014. Professor Dr. Moritz van Rooyen. Professor van Rooyen, please may come to the stage.
Right. Normally I walk around, but that's a nightmare for those people who are doing the streaming, and I understand we are live at the moment, aren't we? It's a great honor to be here today with some very special people. Gisma graduates, why are you special? Because you're obviously graduates of a very special university, right? And it's an honor, honestly, for me to address you, not the other way around. It's actually me who feel, wow, you have worked so hard for this degree, and you have such a bright future in front of you. So it's absolutely fabulous to be able to say, wow, guys, I'm impressed with what you have achieved already so far. Keep it going and make sure that the rest of your life matches what you have been doing so far, right? I'm here to conduct the last test. Right? Before you can graduate, there is obviously one more thing. I want to know whether you actually really are aware what it means to be a Gisma graduate. And it's called the calling goat. The calling goat, right? The code of calling. You're all familiar with that, right? Right. So I better tell you, because otherwise you cannot get your degree. You understand that? Yeah. So Gisma is, not an old university, but obviously it has a history of almost a quarter of a century. It's not a big university, it's a boutique university. But you're not the first graduates of Gisma. There have been generations, quite a few generations of people who studied with Gisma, sometimes for the Gisma degrees like yourself, and sometimes for other degrees, but with Gisma. And all these graduates together, they form one club, quite an exclusive, elitist, to be honest, club. And you're going to join that. Now, what does that mean? And this is where that code goes in. When someone connects with you and says, hey, I studied at Gisma as well, you automatically say, great, let's talk. What can I do for you? The other way around as well. You reach out to a Gisma graduate, fellow alumni or alumni or whatever whatever gender, right? You can also expect a positive reply from fellow alumni, your staff, etc. You remain part of a quite exclusive club, quite exclusive family, which is Gisma. So you're graduating, but you're not leaving. Right? You actually You didn't know that. When you would sign up, you thought you would at a certain moment get a degree and that was over, done and over with. No, that's not the way it works. You actually stay with us. You stay part of that Gisma global family because we have alumni all over the world. And I myself still very, very frequently get approached by, former students of Gisma, alumni, saying, "Oh, I was recently in Dubai, and again, two Gisma alumni said, 'Hey, we are setting up a company here. Let's have a talk.' Right, sure. Come in, get a cup of coffee." Right, so this is all over the world, whether it's in America, whether it's in Singapore, in all the time, India, I get reached out and saying, "Hey, I'm a Gisma company." Of course you answer Gisma company because you're part of the family, you're part of the club. We all do that, right? This is something very important to keep in mind. So that is how it works. And let me also say why that is so important. We all know the cliche. It's not just about what you know, but whom you know, right? It's, of course, both. You need to have the knowledge, you need to have the skills. But yes, it's also important that you have the network. Yeah. Part of your network is actually sitting here around you, right? You have been through this together. So that's already your instant global network for the rest of your life, right? It is very, very important, very powerful, because you studied in a very international environment with international. It means you have a global network. Others will have to work very hard to build up a global network. Here it is for you sitting there. You take it for granted maybe, but once you go all your own way, you lose touch with each other. And actually that's not a good thing, because you should stay together, because this is actually something really precious. Networks are really, really powerful, right? And when I say networks, I don't just mean how big is your number of followers on Instagram or LinkedIn or something like that, right? That can be in the whatever, tens of thousands, fine, 100,000, why not, right? But of course, that's a different type of network, right? That is fine. You can make yourself visible. People can reach you. It's all good. There's nothing negative about that. But the valuable network is actually when you can reach out to people because, and this sounds maybe weird, because you can do something for them, right? Most people, when they think about networking, is saying, okay, what's in it for me? What do I gain from my network, right? What do you have to offer? And that's where networking goes wrong. Because networking is something very strange. If you do that, if it's only about you, what do I gain? That's maybe interesting in the short term, but in the long term, you lose your networks. Because people know you are a taker, right? You're just there to take. You quickly get that reputation. People will know that they have to stay away from you because they don't trust you. They don't really want to reach out to you. But you got the smarter networkers, and the smarter networkers and who really benefit from the networks in the long term, by definition, are givers. They are the ones who actually listen and say, oh, I can help you. They are the connectors. They say, well, I might not be able to help me yourself. I cannot help you myself, right? But I know someone who can help you. Or you should really talk with so-and-so, right? The connectors. Now, why is that so important to be a generous connector? Because sooner or later that gets repaid, right? Because people will remember, not everybody, but most people will remember that they owe you a favor in some ways. That's how it felt, right? You help them, sooner or later they will help you as well. It comes back. Not 100%, because you got takers in any network, that's true. But you learn to avoid them in the long term, right? You know who the takers are. You don't deal with them. But the connectors, the givers, are absolutely crucial when it comes to networking. So this is why in that network of yours, which you're building up and which is going to be so crucial for the success of your life, that you want to especially take care of your Gisma network, of your fellow graduates here today, and of the past generations, and maybe also of the future generations, right? Because they also will join the network. And we're not talking about a mass education here, right? there are universities with 50, 60, 70,000 students. Okay, then it's a bit too much for networking. But we are talking here about thousands of alumni around the world who all have that very special feeling of being a Gisma graduate. They actually not have that special, they have they're proud, right, of their institution, right? Because they know they have done something very few other people have done. They belong to quite an exclusive club. So this is my last test, right? When someone from the Gisma network reaches out to you, what do? You answer the call. Yes, thank you. That was my last test. I want to say congratulations, everybody. I want to say, as Julian said as well, you have also a very special staff. You have had very special professors, and I hope you will not forget them, and they will not forget you. So they also definitely part of our family. They all are our uncles and aunties, right? Yeah. So stay in touch with them as well. Let us know how you're doing, and wish you all the success in the rest of your careers, whatever you plan to do. And once again, I'm impressed, and thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for your very wise words of experience and support for all our graduates and team here at Gisma. I would now like to call to the stage someone who's an inspiration, I think, to us all on the team and at Gisma and our students, and certainly has been really supportive and inspirational to me. Our Deputy President of Gisma University, Professor Dr. Fotis Papageorgiou, who you obviously all know, can imagine has also been that inspiration and support to you all during your studies. Please come to the stage and make your presidential address.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed faculty, proud families and friends, and most importantly, brilliant graduates of Gisma University. Today marks a momentous occasion, a celebration of dedication, perseverance, and the triumphant culmination of years of hard work. To the graduates, I extend my heartfelt congratulations. Each one of you has faced the toils of demanding education, enduring countless late nights, grueling exams, and difficult assignments. You have confronted challenges head-on, viewing them not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and personal development. Now, let's take a step back in time. Because if you're not entirely conscious about this during the earlier stages of your application to Gisma, you have surely now come to fully realize that embarking on the journey of studying abroad was not merely a pursuit of academic excellence. It was, and still is, a soul-stirring quest for personal and cultural enrichment. The allure lies in the promise of broadening one's horizons, transcending comfort zones, and navigating the uncharted territories of a foreign land. It's a poignant yearning for self-discovery and the chance to embrace diversity with open arms. The decision to study abroad often springs from a desire to immerse oneself in a mosaic of experiences, to learn beyond textbooks, and to foster a global perspective that transcends borders. The sentimental pull lies in the prospect of forging lifelong connections, not just with academia, but with people, traditions, and lifestyles vastly different from one's own. The pursuit is an emotional odyssey, a chance to break free from the familiar, to face the unknown with courage, and to weave a tapestry of memories that transcend the confines of any single nation. One of you told me a couple of months ago that studying abroad is a sentimental pilgrimage. I guess she meant that it is driven by the heart's longing for growth, understanding, and the indelible imprints of a journey that goes far beyond the classroom. Now, if we take a sentimental, even humorous look at studying abroad, one finds it to be an adventure sprinkled with challenges that turn your academic journey into a roller coaster of sentiment and laughter. I can picture you armed with a German language dictionary app that seemed more like a cryptic code breaker, attempting to decipher menus that might as well have been written in hieroglyphics. Your quest for a simple meal became a gastronomic odyssey, and let's just say you've had your fair share of accidental culinary experiences. Then there's the public transportation saga, a comedy of errors as you try to navigate an intricate network of buses and trains, often managing to board the one going in the exact opposite direction. You became a seasoned explorer, unintentionally touring every nook and cranny of the city before reaching your destination. Google Maps became your trusty sidekick, though even its soothing voice couldn't save you from the knack for choosing the longer route. And let's not forget the language mishaps. Your attempt at mastering the German dialect transformed ordinary conversations into a linguistic minefield. I can picture you confidently ordering what you believe to be a local delicacy, only to receive confused stares and a plate of pickled who knows what. The struggle was real, but the laughter that ensued made every language blunder a cherished memory. Despite the challenges, each hurdle became a lesson, and every mishap was a plot twist in the story of your international study experience. Your time in Germany, may I repeat, hasn't just been an academic pursuit. It was a hilarious, heartwarming journey filled with unforgettable moments, mishaps, and the realization that sometimes the best adventures come with a side of laughter. As university professors, witnessing the journey of our international students fills us with an indescribable sense of pride and warmth. Each student who travels from distant lands to pursue education becomes a testament to the universality of knowledge and the power of cross-cultural connections established at Gisma. When we look at our international students, we see so much more than a classroom filled with diverse faces. We see a tapestry woven with stories, ambitions, and dreams from every corner of the globe. The pride we feel is akin to watching a garden bloom with flowers of varied colors and fragrances, each contributing to the beauty of the whole. It's in the moments when we see our international students overcome barriers, stepping boldly into a world of academia that might initially seem unfamiliar, that we take such a big pride in their resilience, witnessing how they transform challenges into stepping stones, gradually mastering not just the curriculum, but also the nuances of a wholly new educational culture. The joy is profound when we observe the camaraderie forming among students of different nationalities, fostering a rich, dynamic learning environment. The international students bring with them unique perspectives, enriching discussions and broadening the horizons of their peers. In these moments, the classroom becomes a microcosm of the interconnected world we aim to cultivate. So we now feel an overwhelming sense of accomplishments as we watch you grow, not just academically, but also personally. The hurdles you navigate, the friendships you forge, and the cultural exchange you engage in are all threads in a larger workshop of global understanding at Gisma. Witnessing this transformation is akin to seeing seeds planted in the soil of academia sprout into trees that bridge continents. So the pride swells when we attend graduation ceremonies, watching students don caps and gowns, representing a culmination of months or years of hard work, cultural exchange, and personal growth. The success of our international students is not just a triumph for them individually, but a celebration of diversity, unity, and the shared pursuit of knowledge. In essence, the pride we feel for our students is like the quiet satisfaction of knowing that we've played a small part in facilitating a journey that extends far beyond the classroom. It is a recognition of the global citizens that you are becoming, armed with knowledge, cultural fluency, and a profound ability to contribute meaningfully to an interconnected world. Your success is our shared success, and your journey is a testament to the transformative power of education across borders. And if you reflect a bit on this, your academic journey has been exactly that, a transformation, an evolution that transcends the mere acquisition of knowledge. It has shaped not only your intellect, but also your character. You stand here today having gained knowledge, honed skills, and expanded your horizons beyond what you once thought possible. Yet it's those intangible qualities that will truly set you apart as leaders in your respective fields. Qualities such as resilience, empathy, and the unwavering pursuit of excellence. As you reflect on your time at Gisma, remember the friendships forged, the mentors who guided you, and the support systems that lifted you during moments of doubt. These connections are the pillars upon which you have built your success. So take a moment to express your gratitude to those who believed in you, encouraged you, and stood by your side. None of us achieves greatness alone, and your accomplishments stand as a testament to the power of collaboration and unity. Now, as you stand on the threshold of the world beyond these walls, I implore you to remain steadfast in your pursuit of knowledge and development. Never relinquish the insatiable thirst for learning that has brought you this far. Embrace change as an opportunity for growth and innovation. The world you enter is in a constant state of evolution, and it is your duty to adapt, to challenge the status quo, and to bring about positive change. However, always remember that success is not measured solely by material gains or professional accomplishments. True success lies in making a difference, in leaving an indelible mark on the lives of others. As graduates of Gisma, you bear a responsibility to use your education, your talents, and your passions to contribute meaningfully to society. Seek out ways to uplift those who are marginalized, to give voice to the voiceless, and to advocate for justice and equality. Sometimes you will fail, and I would like you all to pause and reflect a bit on this. In the intricate shape of life, failure, though often perceived as a daunting abyss, is an essential thread that weaves the narrative of our growth and resilience. It is a poignant reminder that the journey of self-discovery is not a linear ascent, but a collection of peaks and valleys, each contributing to the masterpiece of your existence. It teaches us profound lessons, carving pathways for self-reflection and introspection. It is in the moments of stumbling that we discover the true depth of our strength. Like a sculptor chiseling away imperfections to reveal a masterpiece, failure shapes and molds our character, refining us into versions of ourselves we might not have encountered otherwise. So we have to harness the power of perseverance, transforming setbacks into stepping stones towards success. And then we discover the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity to rebound from disappointment, and the beauty of embracing imperfection. So failure is not a condemnation, but rather an invitation to reassess, recalibrate, and redirect our efforts. It allows us to shade the weight of unrealized expectations and embark on a journey of self-discovery, unburdened by the fear of falling short. And look at your time at Gisma. You may already remember that even at times of failure and disappointment during your studies, that fostered empathy and understanding. It humbled you, reminding you that everyone grapples with setbacks. It dismantled the facade of perfection, connecting you through shared vulnerabilities and creating a bundle of collective experiences that bound you as a family. So in the grand narrative of our lives, failure is not a final chapter, but a plot twist, an opportunity to pivot, learn, and evolve. So it is all right to fail sometimes, because in those moments we unveil the richness of our humanity. Each failure is a testament to the audacity of our dreams, the courage to take risks, and the resilience to forge ahead despite setbacks. Today, you will leave this ceremony not just with your certificate, but also with a gift from Gisma, Amy Edmondson's Right Kind of Wrong, winner of the Financial Times Best Business Book of 2023 award, which will remind you of those truths. In closing, let me say this. What the world needs now is your brilliance, your compassion, and your unwavering commitment to making a difference. Each of you possesses the ability to shape the future, to leave a legacy. So as you step out into the world, do so with courage, humility, and a heart filled with the determination to change lives. We, the faculty and staff, feel privileged to have been a source of inspiration and to have played a role in accelerating what you were already destined to achieve in your careers. Never forget that it was you who came from all corners of the globe to this hub of inspiration that is Gisma University. It was you who undertook the learning journey and committed to grasp and engage with everything we were so willing to share. Allow me to share a poignant reminder from the poet Rainer Maria Rilke. Ich lebe mein Leben in wachsenden Ringen, translated as, I live my life in growing orbits. I encourage you to live your lives in that way, as a set of growing rings. Picture yourself returning to places and stages where you have been before, but with its iteration, growing and becoming different through the self-reflective process. This is what Gisma has helped you to achieve in this crucial moment in your lives, and I hope it continues to do so for years to come. Cherish your worth, recalibrate your own purpose, and plan for the ever-expanding rings of your future. Congratulations, class of 2023. The world eagerly anticipates the positive impact you will undoubtedly make. May your orbits continue to grow, and may you forever shine as the brilliant stars that you are. Gisma love will always be here for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy President, for those inspiring words for our students, graduates, and guests. Now, I would like to introduce a very special guest and our keynote speaker today, Mr. Harry Behrens. Harry is a true entrepreneur. He is the founder of Power and Mobility Limited and Chief Technology Officer of Bloxmove. He established and headed the Daimler Mobility Blockchain Factory until May 2021. It is there that he combined his experience in mobility, automotive finance, and blockchain to design and build the Daimler Mobility Blockchain Platform. Through a spin-off, this software has now become bloxmove.com. Harry has been actively involving himself in blockchain since 2013. In 2016, he co-founded the Daimler Financial Services Blockchain Swarm and initiated the development of the SmartVin blockchain distributed vehicle lifecycle ledger. Before starting his position as Mr. Blockchain for Daimler Mobility AG, he was head of IT for mobility and digital finance for Mercedes-Benz Auto Finance China. He was also the interim chief technology officer of Car2Go in China. Harry has a master's in computer science from TU Munich with a thesis on neural networks and a PhD in information engineering from the University of Tokyo with a thesis on distributed artificial intelligence. Please, Harry, come to the stage, and we're very, very keen to hear you and your thoughts today. Thank you.
Thank you for the kind introduction. So while I set up here my notes and my timer to not go too much over time, let me thank Gisma for having me here, giving me the opportunity to do what I like best, talk about topics dear to me, and most of all, talk to people who are young, interested, and have a bright future. And special thanks to Mr. Fotis Papagoglio, I hope I pronounce it correctly, who actually established the contact. So I thought about what am I going to speak about here. So I'm on the old side of things. I got the whole academia stuff behind me. I know business, more of an engineer actually. Business engineer is what I'd call myself. And you have now truly all the opportunities and all the options ahead of you. This is a unique moment. It's a cliche. You will be told by everybody and their neighbor what a wonderful day it is, how many opportunities, that this is one of the most important days of your life, but it's actually true. And you will come back to that and you will recall and you will remember that. So the topic that I chose combines interests that I have with the sense for the occasion, which is history, networks, and the path open to us from a technical perspective, from a social perspective, but also from a personal perspective. So I'll speak about networks and how they have formed our societies, our empires, our history, and now our personal lives in many more ways than most of us probably realize. So, networks from empire to multiverse. We live in a networked world. So, when you turn on any electric device, you're connected to the electric grid. Whenever you got here either on a road network or on a rail network. Every day you're using the internet. And all of that is what actually physically connects the modern societies that bring us luxury and freedom and well-being in a form that without these networks is completely unimaginable. Every path we take, every food we eat takes a path towards us. So networks are truly everywhere. And essentially there's two types of networks: the physical networks and the virtual networks. Let's start with the first network that really matters. The Roman Empire is pretty much built on their network of roads. Any of you who has an interest in history, whenever you are in Italy or in France or in the Balkans actually, check out the old vias and you will find a perfectly geographically chosen network of roads that the Romans built for very mundane purposes to conquer the world. And all of you know Caesar, I would assume. And Caesar was foremost a master of logistics. The reason he managed to conquer the huge areas he conquered in the speed he conquered them was mainly and foremost because he used standardization of weaponry, which happened a generation before him, and the standardization of the roads, and perfected the transportation system to be everywhere at a speed that he had mythical reputation among the tribes he conquered. Roads had standard width. The wagons that they used became standardized. I will be coming back to the standardization, which is a very important part of networks. Every network you know is based on standardized units, from the shipping to the rail, which are all based on containers, to the internet, which are based on bit or packets, depending on where you start counting, to any other possible networks. It's always the network and the unit that it transports. And wherever you find a network, you will find nodes. And as long as it's a physical network, the nodes will become villages and towns, and people will live there. And at the core of many, in fact, in Germany, it's very extremely easy to see. Every German city, almost no exception, at the very center of the town, you got the Hauptbahnhof. It used to be the church before the railroads came. So every village has a Marktplatz, and then you got the church pretty much at the Marktplatz with the market. But every modern town, at the center of it, wham bam, you got the railway station. It continues after the roads. The same principle was reused to a large degree by the British Empire, where the Industrial Revolution brought us the steam engine, and from the steam engine came the railways. And the British Empire, plus their cousins in the United States, when they went out and conquered the West, they did this to a large degree being based on railways. And the railway trunks that were laid by the British and the railway trunks that were laid by the Americans in the 19th century, they still form the trunks of ongoing transportation networks, and they still form at the nodes where big railway trunks will meet. You will invariably find a town, some of them very big. The largest where you can really find it very extreme and very fascinating is Chicago, which was where all of the transportation from East, West, and the Midwest came together for Chicago to become the biggest merchant town. And even now, this is reflected in the fact that they have one of the biggest commodities stock exchange, which was based on networks bringing in the commodities that were to be traded. And again, here you have standardization. You got the gauge. You got essentially in the world, there's two different type of gauges, the metric one and the Anglo-Saxon one. I use the word because the British and the Americans use the same one. The container, and also now we're approaching our digital word, signaling. You cannot run a railway networks without having very complicated signaling protocols. Now we're leaving the world of the physical networks. We're not yet at the social and the personal networks, but we're going electric now. When the electric networks were laid, pretty much when the light bulb was invented, that triggered it, and the telephone was invented, pretty much in the same period. In a very short period of time, telephone network were laid all over the world. And now we're all very modern, and we live in the age of Instagram, the metaverse, and I don't know, we're completely digitally native. But think of the incredible feeling of awe and magic for the first person who picks up a piece of receiver, a wooden receiver with wood and metal, puts in a number of 8 digits to 12 digits, then he hears ring, 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 and then somebody on the other side of the globe is audible and you can speak in real time. Think about the sense of miracle and the sense of awe that the first generation of people who were made familiar with the telephone network must have had. I had a similar experience. I was there pretty much purely age-wise when the internet started emerging. That was truly revolutionary because it became clear everything will change. So having now an electric network on top of these physical networks, each generation, each of these evolutionary steps completely changing the society, the job profiles that would be offered, the business that would be done, how business would be done, what skills are needed to be successful, we now start going digital. The internet is the one big thing, at least in my generation, and it combines networks with non-physical networks and software. That's essentially, if you want to break it down, what's the internet? It's a software routed network. So networks and software. And here digital data packets and bits represent payload. Networks plus data becomes multimedia, and networks, data, and software becomes the internet. And the internet, together with what COVID gave us, which is basically the need to work from home, together boosted already something which is becoming a phenomenon, and I find it beautiful, the digital nomad. There's growing amount of people now who conduct their business, their life, their social exchanges, picking wherever they feel comfortable in being now, but conducting their business life, their social life over the very same network which is offered to them and accessible to them, whether I sit in Bali or whether I sit on an island in Thailand or whether I sit, I don't know, in a village in the Schwarzwald. I can do the very same type of business. And in fact, I'm doing that a lot. I work from all over the world because it makes no difference. The only problem is your time zones. You get used to that, but you're completely decoupled now from physical restraints. Think of the freedom that gives you. Talk to your parents who still have not had that freedom, and think about that freedom that you now have, and you will hopefully become a little bit grateful and most of all aware of the opportunities that networks and using them smartly give to you. And now, right now, there's another big evolution. It's not finished yet. It's ongoing, which is, I would call it immersion. So we have two things here coming. You got networks of values, blockchain crypto networks, where all of a sudden you have a self-operating, self-governed infrastructure which enables financial transfer and economic transactions, where no organization that any of you know is involved, but it works. And it's created purely and purely out of software and out of networks. There is no company, there is no owner. It's open source code and the internet, and that has created the means to transfer value, to store value out there just like that. And of course, we all know the social networks, the first generation having been the Facebooks of the world, Instagram, etc. But now, I'm not sure whether the name will survive or not. For a while, it was a big buzzword, the metaverse becoming the next big thing. But whatever it's called, any of you who plays computer games, you probably know the metaverse already, because at least some of the more sophisticated computer games are definitely how the future metaverse will look. Think about the conversion of Netflix, Hollywood, and gaming, and maybe that gives you a small idea where this whole thing is going. And what it will give you all of a sudden is your simple avatar, which used to be your playing card. Then it became a two-dimensional primitive little picture which called itself avatar, is going to become more and more complete. So it will do things on your behalf. It will start playing for you. It will start being able to look like a Grand Theft Auto, character, but it will be representing you. You will train it just like you can train ChatGPT. You will be training this avatar to do stuff on your behalf. And think about, of all the business you're going to be doing, how much is physical? How many of you people cut wood? How many of you people break stones? All of you do business like that, right? It's all on the internet. So everything you will be doing from a business perspective will be in interacting with the network. And that means once you can create something like a digital twin or a digital avatar, your physical self becomes completely free. So you can decouple the one from the other. And that, again, it opens avenues. You have to read cyberpunk novels to see where this possibly could lead. So I've now basically I've tried to paint a picture here. And the picture is that societies proceed to a fairly substantial level based on the networks that are at their commands. So I mentioned all the successful examples, the Roman Empire, the British Empire, the ones that were downtrodden and the ones that lost in this constant evolution were the ones that did not have the networks, that did not have the scale. So there's a darker side to that, but it's the same medal that we're speaking about. So networks offer scale. Networks offer freedom. Networks offer options. And that is the most important part, I believe. And actually, we heard the initial speech where networks offer you your alumni network is one of the biggest resource at your disposal as you enter society, as they say. That's yet another network. It's a type of social network. So I pretty much try to paint this picture. And the most important message I have for each of you is be aware of the options you have in those networks, because they are infinite, because you are at a cross point navigating the network, the network graph of your life. You are now at a very positive point in that graph. Use it well and keep your eyes open. And think about how you can empower yourself to become a self-sovereign digital individual, as free as possible and as much as possible doing good for your family, for yourself, and the rest of the world. So I now come to the last part of my presentation, which is slightly off topic, but it speaks to path and to roads taken and to roads not taken. And you can only take a road or you can only take a path if you have a network where that road is leading on. So I'll end with two verses from an American poet called Robert Frost, and the poem is called The Road Not Taken. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveler, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Thank you so much. Genuinely one of the most profound, I think, keynote speeches I've ever heard. So thank you very much, Harry. And I'm going to watch that back on video, and I would urge everyone to. That was absolutely fabulous. Thank you. So now we turn to a very special moment. As you all know, because you are, Gisma has been very privileged over the years to enroll exceptional students who not only perform really well in their studies, but also actively pushing and supporting each other through the group work, interactions, and the intense interpersonal interactions so that each individual can flourish to their full potential. In this spirit of inspiring success through emulation, there is usually one student at a graduation ceremony who has earned the privilege of speaking. However, at this graduation, we've been graced with not one, but two absolutely exceptional students who are both valedictorians, having achieved the highest marks in their cohorts. You should know that Gisma doesn't have a reputation for being too generous with its marks. Is that correct? Yeah, yeah. Neither are its assessments easy, and I'm sure most of you describe them as super, super difficult. So I'm going to maintain a slight element of surprise and won't yet disclose the names of our valedictorians or announce them on stage before they speak, before I say a few things about them. So our first valedictorian, before embarking on his master's journey in data science, artificial intelligence, and digital business at Gisma, the first valedictorian held a bachelor's degree in software engineering from his home country, Iran, achieved in 2008. His professional journey is marked by over a decade of substantial experience in IT management, notably with MTN in Tehran, where he served as both an IT operation manager and revenue assurance operation manager. At Gisma, he has excelled at everything he did. He had remarkable achievements in hackathons, having been a 3-time hackathon winner, securing first place at the Hackathon for Korea and the Hackathon for Integration Alpha, and achieving third place at a hackathon for Mercedes-Benz, all whilst he was studying at Gisma. So first valedictorian, I think, we're going to come to speak, Mr. Ramin Bagai Mera.
Hello. Big applause for yourself, please. Good afternoon, esteemed faculty, proud families, devoted friends, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. Today, as we gathered here for our master's graduation at Gisma, we find ourselves at the brink of a future brimming with opportunities and potential. I want to begin by acknowledging a remarkable group among us, the international students. You are amazing. Your journey is nothing short of inspiring. Born in different countries, fluent in multiple languages, you've not only studied in a new country, but have embraced and excelled in a culture different from our own. You've written essays, take exams in your second language, and blended into this new environment with admirable ease. Your resilience, adaptability, and unwavering spirit are exemplary. To each of you, remember, any employer would indeed be fortunate to have you on their teams. On a personal note, I must express my deepest gratitude to my family, especially my parents. Your unconditional support has been my anchor. To Nima and Mehnush, without whom this journey would have been unimaginable. Thank you. To my friends and besties, Pegah, Hussein, and Nadia, Your companionship has been a source of joy and strength. Our journey here at Gisma has been greatly influenced by exceptional faculty. Professor Dr. Stephen Stein, his leadership has not only elevated our university, but has also inspired us to strive for excellence. Professor Dr. Fotis Papageorgiou, in collaboration with Professor Dr. Stein, your guidance has been invaluable. Mrs. Eloise Caput, your support during my study and work has been a pillar of strength. Professor Dr. Mohammad Mahdavi, your knowledge and mentorship, especially in guiding my thesis, have been instrumental in my academic journey. And of course, Professor Dr. Ralph Frank, Professor Dr. Renata Tiabo, and Professor Dr. Peter Cohenheiser. Your insight have profoundly shaped my perspective on science, technology, and marketing. I also want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all other professors and colleagues whose names I may not mention, but whose contributions have been just as significant. Each lecture, discussion, and piece of advice has been a building block in our educational journey. Your collective wisdom and dedication have not only enriched our knowledge, but have also prepared us for the challenges and opportunities that lies ahead. To every faculty member and peer who have been a part of this journey, your impact is deeply appreciated and will always be remembered. Our time at Gisma has been more than just an academic journey. It has been a melting pot of cultures, ideas, and inspirations, making Gizmo a place not just to learn, but to grow, to challenge ourselves, and to prepare for the world beyond these walls. This unique composition of experience, knowledge, and diversity has equipped us to make a meaningful impact in our respective fields. As we stand on the cusp of a new beginnings, I am reminded that this is not an end, but a commencement of greater things to come. The best indeed is yet to come. Whether it's a promising job opportunity, further education, or the chance to make a kinder imprint on a world that often seems unkind. What lies ahead is a canvas waiting for our brushstrokes. In closing, I urge each one of us to hold on to persistence, to never lose hope, and to carry the lessons and friendships we forge here at Gizma into the future. Let us step forward with confidence, armed with the knowledge that we are capable, resilient, and ready to make a difference. Our journey continues, and indeed, the most remarkable chapter of our journeys are still waiting to be written. Congratulations to all of us. I just want to finish my speech with a poetry from the Persian poet. This piece is really interesting for me all the time, and I will translate it to you. آری آری زندگی زیباست، زندگی آتشگهی دیرینه پابرجاست، گر بیافروزیش رقص شعله‌اش در هر کران برپاست، ورنه خاموش است و خاموشی گناه ماست. Life is beautiful indeed. Life is an ancient fire temple that stands. If you kindle it, the dance of the flame is visible in every corner. Otherwise, it is extinguished, and the extinguishing is our fault. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ramin. Thank you very much. So our second valedictorian comes from Ghana in West Africa and is the third of four siblings. He has pursued a bachelor's degree in actuarial science. He has worked as a data analyst at a governmental organisation in Ghana and also as a data scientist working student at Telefonica here in Germany. He's also the co-founder of a tech startup that provides tech and AI solutions to organisations and individuals. He's a self-taught guitarist, flutist, and very soon a pianist. This student is graduating from our MSc in Data Science, AI, and Digital Business. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call on stage and kindly ask you to give a wide round of applause to the second of this ceremony's valedictorian, Jessica Cecile Ashikaru Akeshji.
Sorry about that. I guess every method of delivery has its own problems. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, faculty, family and friends, and my fellow graduates. Thank you for the honor of addressing the class of 2023 as the valedictorian and express my well-deserved congratulations to the 2023 graduation class of Gisma University of Applied Sciences. Although unconventional, I titled my address as Life. This address is supposed to be a personal rendition of my journey from wherever I was to this very point. But after I drafted this a couple of times and I went online, I saw a lot of posts and articles and stories that looked like what I went through. So I took that off and thought very deeply about what I want to say, and yeah, that's how I arrived at this address. I titled this address as Life to honor my father who passed 2 years ago. This singular statement was his favorite. He always repeated it anytime something happened, irrespective of what emotion followed, whether joy, sorrow, pain, anxiety, frustration, and any emotion you can think of. I asked him one day why he always repeated that, and he said, and I paraphrase, it was to remind him that that is life. We are all going to go through things. We are going to go through struggles, but we have to look back at whatever we went through and understand that this is life. Whatever we want to do, however we want to achieve something, we are the writers of our story. I've taken this advice with me everywhere I have gone. I know for most of us, we have experienced these emotions throughout our time in Gisma and beyond, and I want to remember that this is a phase. It will pass, but make sure you remember what made you feel and strive for the good parts and avoid the bad ones. Our journey to this point wasn't an easy one, and I'm sure life after school is not going to be a bed of roses. But one thing I can promise you is that it's going to be way easier than knowing how to correctly use der, die, das, dem, and den. In the same way we try and make mistakes using those articles, I believe if we face life with the same commitment to trying and failing, our successes will be felt by anyone around us, hopefully with much less tries. To the faculty of Gisma, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation for being our guiding lights. Your encouragement transcends the academic spaces to reach into our personal challenges we faced. As a foreigner navigating life in Germany, I encountered moments of uncertainty and stress, yet there were those who extended a listening ear, offering not just academic support, but a sense of belonging and understanding. To you, I'm forever grateful. I want each and every one of us to feel a profound sense of accomplishment, pride, and great honor. Today, we stand as a testament of what tenacity, hard work, and unwavering support can achieve. My heartfelt gratitude goes to my dad, who has been my greatest motivation, my uncle for his constant support, my mom for her endearing love, and to my girlfriend, who unfortunately is not here, but asked me to specifically include her or else. To my exceptional graduates, thank you for being the extraordinary individuals you are. And to the entire faculty of Gisma University of Applied Sciences, your dedication has shaped not just our academic journeys, but our futures. Congratulations, class of 2023. May our stories continue to inspire, and may the path ahead be as remarkable as the ones we've traveled together. Thank you.
Robin and Jessica, it's been an absolute privilege to have you study at Gisma and to talk to us today, so thank you very much for your addresses. Really much appreciated, and all the best for your future careers. As part of this graduation, we have established something new. The Gisma faculty has established the Thesis Award. It's the best student research conducted at Gisma across all disciplines. So in addition to academic excellence, this award primarily focuses on the broader social relevance of a particular piece of research. As such, the award encourages young scientists to highlight the value of their research to society, and even more to discuss their work in public. The competition is held under the auspices of the examination board and includes an independent review among those shortlisted theses. The criteria used for evaluation include interdisciplinary solutions with industrial applicability, publication potential, innovation and social value, and potential for future research. The award is going to a thesis which emphasised the potential for sustainable approaches while concentrating on creative waste management methods. It stands out for its excellence in interdisciplinary industrial application, high potential for impactful publication, social benefit and value, and strategic considerations for technology transfer, thus making it a driver for an outstanding impetus in future interdisciplinary research. I call to the stage to present the award Professor Dr. Peter Kornhuisner, who is Professor of Digital Entrepreneurship and also the Chair of an Examination Board, who will be presenting the Thesis Prize. So, the winner. We are proud to present the first ever, and genuinely the first ever, Thesis Award to Miss Amelia Karkel, who submitted a thesis on waste segregation using computer vision and machine learning. Well done, Amelia. Thank you, congratulations, and Peter for nearly wrecking the set. So now, you may have had a suspicion over the last hour and a half, and certainly the last couple of years you've been studying, that it's never a good idea to hand over the podium to an academic. Any idea why this is? No, they talk for hours. But at the same time, all your professors here wanted to address all of you in person. A bit difficult. We don't have all day, but we have this wonderful idea of asking each of them to record their messages to you while posing the most serious threat to an academic, a strict time limit. So, dear graduates, this is a special treat for you. I think it's going to work, Chris. From your beloved tutors, we have a video about to play.
Hello dear graduates of Gisma. I'm extremely happy to be a part of the conclusion of this chapter of your life.
Congratulations students, you finally made it. Please congratulate yourself as well. Take time to appreciate the process you've gone through. Take time to appreciate where you are now.
Dear graduates, today is a special day. We celebrate your achievement and mark the end of your journey at our university. I want to congratulate each and every one of you for your hardworking, dedication, and commitment to learning.
Dear students, I would like to congratulate you all. So as someone who was an international student like you, I know how difficult it is to migrate to a new country, learn the language, learn a new culture, find a job. But you did all these things and now you are graduating from Gisma with a bright future in front of you.
So dear students, today is your great day. First of all, congratulations for your graduation, right? You have done it. This is wonderful.
Yes, great. You made it. You went through the Gisma year or the Gisma years. I'm very glad about that. And I hope you took enough and as much as you could from your time at Gisma, from the different experiences you had with us, lecturers, professors, teachers. And I can only say that I'm really happy seeing and hearing your testimonies for your future, the jobs that you will do, the careers that you will build up.
Congratulations! Today is the proudest moment for us, for your parents, for your near and dear, and for you as well, that you are graduating today. Today you are graduating. because you have successfully managed how to solve the problems, how to keep the problems apart and put your full focus for achieving your objective. And the objective was to graduate from Gisma.
We are all teachers and students every day. We learn so much from you. Whenever we teach, it's not about us as professors. We do not have the role of just teaching and sharing our experiences with the students. But trust me, we gain much more from having the feedback from the students, from seeing the students learning and shining, especially in their career.
I can tell you that you can be really proud of you and what you have achieved, because this is something like a really big milestone for your career. And my message to you is really unleash the power, unleash the tiger in you. Trust a little bit of your gut feeling. Always take also the right decisions.
Today is your commencement, and a new chapter is about to start. In the next chapter, you will have questions. You will have doubts about your path. There will be plenty of challenges and difficulties ahead of you. But remember, if you are willing to listen, to be guided by that still little voice within yourself, then you will be able to find out how to become what you want, and you will be successful.
So I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to those students which they are going to be graduates. So me as a lecturer, I have seen your hard effort, your dedications, and how much you pay attention towards the stations in order to just complete the things on time. And I'm really feeling proud in you.
You are now in a space where you can make effective and practical change in the industry or in the society.
We say graduation is not the end. Actually, graduation is the starting of a beautiful career. A career which is rewarding, which puts you in a situation in which you gain competencies to solve the problems. Compare your current situation with your situation that you had 2 years before. And you will realize that you have achieved more than you were supposed to achieve. This happens because you keep on doing hard work. You have actually met your planned objectives.
Throughout the 9 months I have had the privilege of teaching at Gisma, it has been absolute pleasure to working with such a hardworking and motivated students. I encourage all of you to seize any opportunity comes your way. The future is yours, and I have no doubt you will make us all proud.
Success is about trying, right? So sometimes things do not happen exactly the way that you want. Maybe you wanted to work for a certain company, or maybe you want to achieve this in your career and things do not go the way that you expect. But success means that, yes, you tried your best. And if it does not work, then you can achieve success maybe in another career.
The graduation at Gisma is the first important step for your future, and I think you have done wonderfully in the future. I hope that we stay in touch and that you make not only us proud of you, but you make especially yourself proud. All the best for your future.
Try to create the world you want to live in. Work hard, be kind, and I believe many amazing things will happen to you in the future. Congratulations to you, your family, your friends, and good luck.
I wish you all the best and best of luck for your future endeavor.
So I would like to congratulate all and wish you all the best.
So now that your journey at Gisma is over and you are starting a new one, just take a deep breath and trust in yourself, believe that you can do, and go for it.
After this graduation, you will find the learning you had in Gisma, interacting with your peers, your faculties, is going to be really beneficial in your professional and personal life. You are going to be a really good problem solver. You are going to have a very bright future. So I once again congratulate you. Don't forget the Gisma, because you have to come back here, share your insights with the students and help them to grow.
Thank you very much for all the teachings that you gave to us in this semester and the last semester, and I wish you success.
I hope you will use and gain from your experience at Gisma a lot. And I also hope that every step of your career will basically also channel it back by connecting maybe with us in the future again.
Congrats again and best wishes for the bright and fulfilling future. But one more thing, never ever forget to spread laughter everywhere you go, because life is too short not to share a chuckle, a good chuckle.
We've all been waiting for the time to honour our students with the conferment of the award they worked so hard for. I'll be inviting each student by name and programme, and I would ask you to keep applauding for every single one as we come through. They absolutely deserve this in the fullest. And the certificates will be delivered by the Gisma teaching team, the faculty. So I would now kindly ask my colleague, Dr. Daria Afasieva, to come on stage to help coordinate the handing over the certificates. Daria is our senior registry manager, and along with her colleagues have worked in supporting students. Now I've been told you can blindfold any student on campus. I won't be doing this. And I can assure you they will automatically find their way to one room, the registry office. So Daria, thank you for coming on stage. So we'll start with graduates. I'm going to call the programme first so you can stand up, and hopefully this will go right. And then individuals in turn. And I ask for your understanding if I pronounce your surname or your name wrong. I'm actually from a small country called Wales, and we've actually got longer words than they have in Germany, but there's no vowels, so apologies in advance. So we're going to start with graduates from our partner programme, which is based in Hamburg with Kingston University. Those MS International Business Management students at Kingston University, if you could please stand up. And can I ask Professor Dr. Renata Thibault, Professor of Marketing, to come on stage to deliver the awards. So let's come on now. So our very first graduate of this afternoon, Satish Kumar Chandrasekhar. Anshu Jarial. Bhavesh Kumar Derabi Rohit. Keep. Lots of requests. Professor Thibault, thank you. Please stay with us though, as we're about to start conferring awards on graduates of our AMBER accredited global MBA program, so please stay. So if those graduates can start to rise. The first graduate is El Kasabi Abdulaziz El Kasabi. Hiba Sami Mohammed El Nadi Hussein. And graduating with distinction, Shirin Fahimi. Fortunately not here today. Next, Cheniel Ulysses Hernandez. Professor Dr. Thibault, thank you, and you may now be seated. So Professor Dr. Sarah Ramzani, Professor of Research and Quantitative Methods, is now kindly asked to come to the stage to hand over the next awards for the Global MBA. Ambazan Matyazakan. Maulik Milind Modi. Srikant Nair. Elizabeth Kwainu. Rahul Ramaswamy. Shikuma Samalad. Kushal Kumar Singh. And Jali Javir Singh Godara. Professor Ramzani, thank you very much. May now be seated. Professor Dr. Ahmed Abu Akail, Professor of Finance, is now kindly asked to come to the stage to hand over the next awards for the Master of Science International Business Management Program. Amir Faud Ali Kanbar. No. Desmond Clinton Asamani. Sandesh Ravindra Chowdhury. And graduating with distinction, Valerika Chavi Hemanth. Professor Dr. Abu Al-Khair, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Professor Dr. Firmino Horam, Professor of Research and Quantitative Methods, is now kindly asked to come to stage. Horam. And hand over the next awards for the Master of Science in International Business Management. Biraj Gajar. Wahiba Gul. And graduating with distinction, Stephen Opongayaba. Suhail Haku. Asif Khan. Professor Dr. Horam, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Professor Dr. Tilman Lindberg, please come to stage. Professor of International Business Management. Hand over the next awards for the Master of Science in International Business Management. Jeffrey Kanadu. Nikita Madiraju. Satpal Singh Mahala. Anushka Nakiket Purandara. Mario Francisco Ramirez Diaz. Professor Dr. Lindbergh, thank you very much, and please be seated. Professor Dr. Peter Konheisner, Professor of Digital Entrepreneurship and Chair of our Examination Board, please come to the stage. Hand over the next awards for both the Master of Science in International Business Management and the Master of Science in Leadership and Digital Transformation. Anum Kaiser Seti. Harmeet Singh. Saeed Wakas Ur Rahman. Victoria Vinogradova. And for the Master of Science in Leadership and Digital Transformation, Maria de Lange. Professor Dr. Benheisner, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Professor Dr. Mohammad Reza Babe, Professor of Data Engineering, please come to the stage to present the next awards, confer the next awards for the Master of Science in Data Science. Raymond Aful. One of our valedictorians, also graduating with distinction, Jessica Cecil Ashaku Akushe. Rasha Abadane. Sharam Asim. Saad Wahid Bhutto. Antonella Rafaela Linares Cotillo. Professor Dr. Babe, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Professor Dr. Varun Gupta, Professor of Digital Innovation, is now kindly asked to come on stage to confer further awards for the Master of Science in Data Science. Kingston Tefi Roy Devapadanthan. Shirex Lakshmandas Kulani. Parag Sudhakar Jadhav. And our Thesis Prize winner, Amulya Karkal. Shahir Javed Khan. And our valedictorian, graduating with distinction, Ramin Bagai Merva. Professor Dr. Gupta, thank you very much. You may now be seated. Professor Dr. Mohammed Badhavi, Professor of Data Science, is now asked to come on stage to confer the final awards for the Master of Science in Data Science. Peter Nesavajan. Peter. Ritu. Asha Ruwali. And Naga Subramanya Shastri. Denis Lyakov. Abhishek Arun Singh. I think I've run out of names now for people who are here. Is anyone who's not? No? No? Okay. We've done. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So if someone's missing, please. No? Yeah. Okay. Okay, right. So it's not over. We do have quite a few students who have successfully graduated that were not able to join us today. In the vast majority of cases, this is because they were currently relocated, having already taken their next career steps far from Berlin or even indeed far outside Germany. They are, however, mostly joined today's ceremony online. I've been watching the live stream. I would like all of you to applaud as I read out their names. So with the Kingston MSc in International Business Management, Adish Kumar Kumaresan, Dimple Rani, with distinction, Urja Nikhil Sushak, and for our global MBA program, Sharonaz Alam, and with distinction, Rosemary James Howells, Niran Joshi, Mohammad Reza Mirpur, Sudhanshu Sekul Panda, Annabelle Louise Scopes. And from our MSc International Business Management program, we have Amir Akbari, Pizada Shumel Alam, Fahid Amerian, Elizaveta Babashkina. and Booza Bariam, Ekem Bandari, Mayuri Rajendra Damare, and with distinction, Izzat Drake. Kever Ehsan, Hussein Fadel, Shayan Fatani, Keshtub Shivkumar Aye, Ansi William Jessing, Min Kyung Kim, Andriy Kinzeski. Continuing with the MSc in International Business Management, Lekawe Mantayi Shongwe. Paulina Paz Mendoza, Hema Prabha Natrayan, Ajay Kumar Prandaman, Kewalin Pimtong, Nahwa Saab, Arham Kamali Savastani, Claudia Genoveva Suarez Vargas, Jagriti Uropaye, Natasya Zirkova, Anush Tariq Ahmad, graduated from our MSc Leadership for Digital Transformation, as did Michelle Silva Castanelos. And moving to our MSc in Data Science, Abu Jalal Abu Bakr, Ali Hisham Ali Abdurrahman Egmemi, Anu Teresa George, Menamagdi Mustafa Hassan, Aran Nyoka Karingo, and with distinction, Roya Kazides, Vladimir Kuli, and also with distinction, Nabil Ismail Abdullah Yusuf Hashemi Makai, Sandra Masood, Josmi Matthew, and finally, Yashkumar Upadhyay. So, are we completed? No. Okay, so my apology, but last and absolutely not least, graduating with an MSc in Data Science, Dapita Nesarajan, please come to collect your certificate. Thank you. Like an extra round of applause. Thank you. Peter, maybe you can have a photo with? Yeah. Peter. Right, dear graduates, alumni, and guests, that's the end of that part of the ceremony. Thank you. You've all been absolutely wonderful today. But I absolutely have to confess that today's ceremony would absolutely have not been possible without the hard effort of our student services and registry staff. I would like to ask all of them to come on stage and get a very well-deserved applause, and hopefully from our faculty too. Katia Lehman, come on down. Christopher Ortez. They're hiding. Katia, Chris, Eugene, Emil, Hemu, Rashmi, Daria, we know, Deborah, Shravia, Mohammed Abbas and Fatima, if they're here. Come a quick photo. Thank you. So Thank you all. Right. Emil, yeah, I said Emil. Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's hiding. Emil. And he, hiding outside. You can't avoid this. Thank you. So, thank you very much. So we now have got the absolute best bit of the cornerstone of every graduation, the ceremonial tossing of the caps. So this might take some organisation for a couple of minutes. So to achieve this feat and get a nice photo shot, could all the supporters, family, friends and loved ones come down here? So you'll get a much better shot if you come down. Mind the stairs, there's quite a few of them. For all those students in the front on seats, could you replace those guests coming down? So if you're at the front on the concrete, that's great. Just those on the chairs, please go up to the back.